This is just one of the worst jobs I hate doing. CV boots, it is so messy. Right, first thing we need to do is take off this old boot, and even that is annoying in itself. So what I do is, just because it makes it so much easier, don't just do it. Just don't mess around. Just cut it. Simple. Believe me, quickest and easiest thing to do. Okay, that's not the quickest and easiest thing to do, but cutting them metal straps, that's the quickest and easiest thing to do. I love the smell of burnt rubber in the morning. Right, I've obviously got the drive shaft off because I'm doing a clutch on this, but to be fair, you can actually do it on the vehicle. You can buy stretchy boots, especially for the outer one, but it's not actually difficult on most cars to take the complete drive shaft out anyway, and especially for the inner one, you know, so do whatever you need to do, but believe me, for handiness sake, for the only few minutes extra it takes, just take the whole thing off, unless it's the outer one. Okay, now, so now, get this off. This is just going to create a mess, just like they always do. It's a nightmare. I hate CV boots. Oh, of course, I've gone at the biggest part of the bloody rubber right there, where it digs in. I should have cut that more with the grinder. Now, be careful with the bearings inside here. Stay there, stay. Alright, what you want to do now is, we need to be careful of these bearings, but with all this bloody crappy grease, set that over there for the minute. What I'm going to do just off camera is clean everything. There's no point me showing you that, so I'm just going to wipe all the grease off, get all the grease out there as much as I possibly can, because it makes it a lot easier for you when you're actually doing it. Right, what you can do in the car is you can just undo the big metal strap, which is the cup here. You can leave that cup inside the gearbox, so you don't have to change the fluid or catch the fluid or whatever, because obviously as soon as you take that cup out, you're going to lose most of your fluid in your gearbox. Now, personally, you know, it's handy to change the gearbox fluid at that time. Look, it's up to yourself, but that's another way of doing it. So you don't have to, like, you know, completely take all this out and then just undo the bolt at the other end, and then you can, you know, leave that and slide the whole drive shaft out. The only problem is when you put it back when it's in the car, because these kind of move a little bit, it can be a little bit awkward to get it in, but it's possible. It's just easier on the bench. Now, I've got the wrong circlip pliers here, but they should work, unless they're too big. And they are too big. Okay, we'll do it the old-fashioned way. Screwdrivers. I'm too lazy to get them. Just get the right circlip pliers, Leon. That's all you got to do. You just got to walk over there and get the right circlip pliers. But also, I'm doing this because some people might not have the right circlip pliers, and I want to show you. Once you get it started and get it in there, it's quite easy to. I just need a bigger screwdriver. This one's slightly not big enough. Yeah, let me get a bigger screwdriver. So if you don't have the right circlip pliers, because you need loads of them, because they're all different size holes, you can get a flat blade screwdriver, stick it in and then twist it. So you stick it in where it actually, the two little holes are, and you twist it and it opens it out enough for you to get another screwdriver in, normally, and start. Actually, I might need even a bigger one. Not even this one's. Oh, there we go. think we got it. I'm mostly in the way of the camera too, like an absolute expert. Telling you all this and blocking the view. Just, don't you love when people do that on YouTube? This is never normally this difficult. You can get these off in seconds. As soon as I film it, it just turns into a nightmare. I'm getting in a different position so I'm maybe not covering the hole as much. Oh, someone's here now. Oh. Right, I can finally get back to this. Just, everyone keeps coming in. There's 3 jobs at the minute. Clutch, timing belt and suspension. And I'm working them all at the same time. It's just the wrong thing to do. Shouldn't do it. Just get one job done and dusted, especially when it's timing belts. Anyway, as you can see, we've got the circlip here, and all I'm going to do is put the screwdriver in and turn it. And what that will do is that will open up the clip. Hopefully you can see that. Now look, that's opened up the clip. Now I can get a smaller screwdriver in, just at the bottom, and just lift it up and around. You see that? I'm trying to do it so you can see on camera, but I'm kind of getting in the way at the same time. We'll do it this way. Hopefully you can see that a bit better. See that? So that gone underneath. And very, very simple, very easy, just with 2 screwdrivers. Now, these little spiders, there's loads of different names. I call them a spider. Anyway, be very careful because you've got, inside here, you've got a load of little needle roller bearings. These can come off and then they go everywhere and you're in a nightmare. Some of these can only go on one way. Some of them you can change them. But what I like to do is, if it will come off, which sometimes they don't, just give it a look at. No, this isn't going to come off. But anyway, when I take it off, I put it down on something so I know this is the right way up. So when I pick it back up, I can just put it straight to there and I know I'm not going to get it the wrong way around. Just going to get a rag here so I can set it down because again, I haven't got the parts. You can hit these little spiders here, not these bearings, but you're normally best off holding them in one hand and slightly tapping them with the other because, like I said, these can come off. Brass punch these, but I don't have one with me. I'm just going to very gently. It does not want to move. That is not good. Like, it does not want to move at all. Normally after just very few little taps, normally they move. Wow. Oh, hold on. It's moving. But I don't really want to be hitting it any harder than that. Act it slightly. Normally once it starts moving, you're okay. And now it has started moving. Lay it down there, wait for all the new parts to come and put it all back together. I forgot a very important part. I have to clean the shaft. The shaft needs to be clean, as we all know. Oh yeah, see that? There's a technique to twisting it, ladies. Yeah, there we go. Clean shaft. Be gentle with the old shaft. Demonetized. Right, finally got parts. Now, sometimes there's a master spline on here, sometimes there isn't. If there isn't, it doesn't really matter where you put it back because the whole thing spins, so it really doesn't make any difference. So what I want to do, well actually before I do that, I just want to double check. Does this fit into here? Which it does. Believe me, you want to make sure that fits first. It's not a nice feeling you get all this back together and you realise it don't bloody fit. Rub apart the hammer, it's not going to go anymore, so I'll just very carefully, few love taps. Just enough to get the circlip back on. Should really use a brass punch for that, but I've done no damage. Absolutely perfect. So this should go on relatively easy now. A screwdriver maybe. Oh, actually, hold on. These are the right way now. It's just a bit too... Oh no, they're not. I thought they were the wrong size. They're going the wrong way to get it off, but they're not going the wrong to put it on. Happy days. Save me messing with screwdrivers. Well, I showed you both ways, with the screwdriver and with the proper tool. Right, what you need to do now is make sure you turn this the right way, because when you put these clamps on, you don't want to clamp this with that turn that way, because you're going to have to try and twist it and it's a bit of a nightmare. So I don't clamp the back one until I get the front one on. What we're going to do now, squirt all this grease into there and put it on. So there we go. Lovely jubbly. And now what I need to do is get that lined up, put that on, get that lined up, put it on. There we go. Clean all the crap from around it. Make sure it's level. There's like a little groove it goes into, you want to make sure it's in the groove. Need to get my tool now. Get this off. Come on. Off here first. Okay. Right. That's the problem. I don't want it to come out. It's coming out. Lay this down flat because it's wanting to come off and come out. So this is a really heavy duty strap. Sometimes these really heavy duty straps, they're a nightmare to get on because they're just very, even though I've got the proper tool for this, they can be. Hard if the straps are too big. So let's get that on there. Get it as tight as we can by hand, which is the next click. Can't quite get it. There we go. It's in that click. Make sure it's in properly, which it is. Now I need to clamp that. I need to get my tool. Right, this is the tool. And you don't need this tool. There's, you know, lots of pliers and stuff will do it. It's just, this is just the proper tool for it. But I just need to keep that squeeze. And as you're squeezing, you really want to make sure that this is kept down, because these can pop up. So, okay this time. And now I've done that, just leaves a little indentation, squeezes the two sides together, but now we need to make sure it hasn't slipped out, which it hasn't. It's in the right place. So, happy days. Now what we can do is get this into the right place, because that's needs to be down. Oh. This needs to be into this hole here, this little lip, but of course now it doesn't want to move. There we go. It was a bit dodgy what I was doing there. That could have broke it, but we're lucky it didn't. Same thing, second metal clip. These ones tend to be a little bit more harder to get on, believe it or not. Just want to try and get that as tight as you possibly can, so when you do come to squeeze it, it goes tight. Because if it's too loose, you've only got so much room for this to squeeze in. If it's too loose on the clips, it won't work. And especially putting these on and it not in the car, it's so much easier. But look, there you go. That's how you're putting in a CV boot on. Nice and straightforward. It is a messy job, but when you're doing it out of the vehicle, it certainly makes a hell of a lot easier. So as always, hope it helps. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget, links up here, links down below, but most important, don't forget, get your hands dirty. See you for the next one. Sorted.